Hello and welcome back to another video. We are finally here again, and today we are going to be diving into something deep. So this is not going to be like any AI update or a new AI tool. This is something that I really wanted to do because this is really interesting to me. And also, if you have watched the first video about my rebranding, we are today discussing about, or we are today going to learn being a creative director in the era of artificial intelligence. This is kind of our old style videos where I'm just going to bore you with the knowledge that you might like. So without any further delays, let's just get started. So the first thing is, what is a creative director? So a creative director, if you Google it, you'll find a very clean description, but I'll make you understand in a simple way. A creative director is someone who is a creative, so someone like you and me, but who has the power of now direction. So what I mean by that, if you look at our films and movies, the direction is a very important part for a film or movie because it decides how the movie will look at the end of the day. The scripting is something else, the dialogues are something else, the actors are something else, but it all comes down to the factor of who is directing the film or how the film has been directed. A good story with a bad direction will make a bad movie, but an average story with a good direction will make it a good or even better movie. That is why we are learning the creative direction thing, because we now have the power of a director, because we have artificial intelligence inside our pockets and we can literally create anything with just our mind or with just directing AI. And today we are going to be deep diving into that. And we are firstly going to learn from advertisement perspective, because that is the best way to learn. I'll show you in a bit why. So without any further delays, let's just start. Let's just get started. I'm forgetting my own intro. So the first topic, AI is the charger. I don't know if you can relate with this or not, but when you charge your phone or when you charge your iPhone, there's a rule that goes on, right? Your iPhone is being charged by the charger. Your iPhone never drains its battery to the charger, or it doesn't go opposite ways. So that is the biggest and the most important thing that I'm seeing right now. Creators are literally using AI to, they are draining their own power into AI. They are making AI to do everything from ideation to the finished product. There is literally no human touch in it. So they are literally being the iPhone which charges the charger or which drains its battery to the charger. But we are going to do the opposite way. We are not going to use AI to generate our ideas, because that is the whole point of being a creative director. We have our own vision and we are going to direct. AI is just a charger that is going to boost that direction or help with that direction, but not decide where we are going or how we are going. And I cannot make this more important, but just, don't use AI to drain yourself. Use it to charge yourself, because AI has literally all the knowledge in the world. It is literally the smartest person in your home or inside your pocket. So we are going to use its creativity. We are not going to dump our creativity and just be fully dependent on AI. And that is how AI is going to replace you, because if you are doing nothing, then what the fuck are you doing? So yeah, let's move on. Now, to make this topic more important and more prominent, tell me, what do you see right here? You'd say it's a still frame from the movie Batman. But what do you recall here? Whose vision is this, more importantly? Because we all are seeing Batman. We all are seeing the movie. And we all are appreciating how the director has, sought this frame, or how the director has depicted this frame. We are not looking into on which camera it was shot. Let me repeat this again. We are seeing the vision of a director. We are not seeing on which camera or what lighting or whatever the props are being used here. Because again, just like the camera, AI is going to be our tool for our vision, or the lens for our vision. Because whenever you see something great, you don't see the camera or the stuff that is going on in the background. Camera is just there to shoot. Anybody can pick up that camera if they have the budget and then try to create that movie. But can anybody create Batman? No. And that is why it is very important to understand the powers of AI. It will not create Batman for you. You have to create Batman yourself, and AI is going to be just the tool for it. Now we'll see how we can control AI, because most of the time what happens is that when we try to create something with our like own brain also, although when we create something with our original idea, we tend to give everything to AI, and then basically what happens is that idea becomes 90% AI and 10% ours. So we are not going to do that. We are actually going to control AI. And how do we control AI? We are going to its source. So let's just move on, and I'll explain to you in a very simple and a very interesting way. So we are going to see the sources of great ideas on which basically the AI was trained on. Now let's just take an example. Let's just say that there is you versus an agency. So what I'm trying to do here is, let's just say that a company comes in. All right, let's imagine yourself as a person who runs an marketing agency. So you do marketing campaigns for brands, and there is you versus an agency who is like doing the same thing, but they are international based agency. They are pretty solid and all. They are like doing crazy stuff, and you are alone right here. Now let's just move on. Now let's just take example of 3 budgets. Budget 1 would be $1,000. So if that company comes to you and tells you or asks you to do a t-shirt campaign for about $1,000, then what would you do? Really ask yourself. Whatever you think, I don't think you are going above hiring a model, taking on a decent camera, going to a decent location in your city, product, crew, etc., whatever the post requires, and you are going to come up with something like this, which is like pretty basic and which is expected. You had the budget of $1,000, you cannot spend more than this. But what if now the company says that I'll give you $10,000, build me the marketing campaign. Now what you'll do is basically hire a celeb instead of a model, get a more expensive camera, go outside your country and hire more expensive crew and all that. But what would happen if that company tells you, we don't have any budget problem, we just need the best marketing campaign in the world, and you can spend as much money as you want? Let's just take a moment and imagine, like, what would you do? Like, even if you think as hard as you can, you won't be able to come up with anything crazy or anything that the company wants, because you are capped at $10,000. You cannot spend more than $10,000, or your vision is currently blocked. So that is the thing that you need to understand. You are limited by your own vision. But let's just move on to the next example. Let's just say that the same company goes to the expert agency, the international, the solid agency, and they create something like this. Now, if we look one by one on this, like these examples, you would like some brain cells inside your brain will unlock. The first thing would be, you never thought of doing a marketing campaign like this. The first one, CEO of my own business, built by a virtuous. Now it's just a simple t-shirt on a expensive car. I think it's a McLaren, but yeah, what it depicts, it has a message behind it. Because the t-shirt is for CEOs and CEOs are perceived to be rich, now the whole marketing is different. Now suddenly the t-shirt becomes expensive or luxurious because of the whole car quote of the t-shirt. Now the next example is a guy wearing a t-shirt with the printed back. It is going trending right now, and everybody is taking pictures of it. Now this is again giving the message of, if you wear this t-shirt, you will be attractive, or people will take pictures of you eventually. But you get the feeling of the t-shirt or feeling of the marketing. And again, the third example, your body, your vote, your choice, and a girl standing behind that t-shirt. How creative that is. Now just ask yourself, when I gave you the budgets, did you even thought about doing something like this? Something different, something creative. You were busy on utilizing that budget. Till the 10,000 budget, you were busy utilizing it. Let's go to this, hire expensive camera, celebrity, and all that stuff. But when the budget becomes infinity, there is nothing that comes into your mind. You are blocked by your own imagination. And that is the biggest factor that you need to understand if you want to become a creative director. I would say we are living in an era where we can do anything that we want. We can literally create billion-dollar companies solo, and it is not like a joke. If you don't know, OpenAI's group, they are betting that there will be in future 1% billion-dollar companies. Now you are just blocked by your own vision, and that is very important that you need to know. ChatGPT won't tell you to keep that t-shirt on a car or do this type of marketing campaign, because if you if your own imagination is not going there, then how would you tell AI to take his imagination or take its imagination to that level? And that is why we need to be creative. Now let's just see more examples. And the reason we talked about controlling AI, because AI has been trained on this stuff only. All the marketing campaigns are inside ChatGPT, Gemini, and all that. And we need to learn on which AI has learned itself to be more creative. So let's just see more examples. Now, Calvin Klein jeans. You see, this was, I think, the marketing for the spring campaign or the spring edition. So they have literally, hung their clothes and jeans on a tree with a, background and a scenario. The Gap's campaign, as you can see, there's a model, but instead of shooting inside a studio, they have just brought the studio backdrop and they have shot in a very good environment. And you can literally tell that it instantly pops out and instantly stands out as something unique and something really, really different and creative. Now again, one from Rhythm. Even if you just see the frame of a picture, you can completely tell that this picture is depicting luxury, or the shirt is on a car's window and the whole kind of mood is around luxury. This is the thing. You don't need to define your marketing by words. If it's taking you words to define your marketing, you are somehow failing at it, because a picture says 1,000 words. Now this was the difference between only the product. So this is our campaign, or this is our idea. So we are only focusing on the product, and this is the difference between the style, the environment, the props, and the feel of the product. And that is the superpower that we are missing right now. You cannot do nothing right now because you are limited by your own imagination, as I've said before. Let's just take an example. The reason why I'm talking about the infinite budget is because you literally have the power of that infinite budget. You cannot tell me that you cannot create these types of images with your own brand or anything that you are building. These companies did this campaign because there were no restrictions on budget. And now you can do the same thing. This is the same thing that you can do, and you also have no budget issues, except for the $15-20 that you need to spend on AI tools. I'm losing my words, but you get the point. You have the same superpower that those companies had before, and the only thing that is limiting yourself is your own imagination. Now, to train ourselves, obviously we are not going to come up with the crazy ideas next day or after watching this video, but we need to train ourselves to come up with this kind of crazy ideas. So what we are going to do is look for the big brands that did their advertising without any restrictions. So all the big brands which you can search online, even though if you are into movies, but we are currently talking about advertising and marketing stuff. So look for the big brands that did their campaigns without any budget issues, because the only thing that mattered then was the vision. Now let's just see some campaigns. First one is by Gucci. The first one is the duffel bags for Gucci. Now again, each picture that you will see, just try to ask yourself, did this ever came to your mind? If I gave you a Gucci's duffel bag, would you ever imagine it to be, suit it on a beach? Again, the second picture is taken beside a tiger, and the third is also where we can see the whole picture is covered in Gucci logo, Gucci skin. The next is Burberry. As you can see, the first picture looks pretty, I would say, normal or pretty simple, but there's just a blue Burberry logo on it and it instantly pops out. The next one is two models standing tall and their background is matching with their dress. And the thirdly, Burberry bags and Burberry car, again depicting the luxuries. Now, I personally liked Vogue when I was searching for marketing campaigns. I personally liked Vogue much better than any other brand. I don't know if it's just my taste or something, but if you search for Vogue, you'll find great stuff. As you can see, the first one where a woman is just standing and a lot of motion blur silhouette shots are revolving around it. Now, the second picture which I really liked was no brain, no heart, just style. This depicts anyone can be fashionable or anyone can carry a style. And the third one is also depicting the luxury right here, because the woman is riding a horse, and horse, usually if you put a horse beside anything, it instantly, turns the mood into luxury. That is how our brain works. Now there's one more example which will show you the craziness of marketing campaigns. It was the campaign collab between Mini and Mozart. So let's just see it. Did you see the craziness that went there? Because there were no budget issues. And this is exactly where we need to go, or we can go, because we also don't have any restrictions right now. AI has made that possible. So no, you don't need to learn AI or learn prompts and all that, because prompts and all that is the secondary part of anything, because the first thing that matters is the vision and the idea. The thing that I showed you in this video. Nobody talks about this stuff. Everybody's busy, what's the latest prompt, what's the latest trending AI images and all that. But nobody talks about the vision of the thing that is going on. Let's imagine that if Christopher Nolan is like searching for what is the best cinematic camera and what is the best cinematic lens that we need, like I can shoot on, then what's the point of being a director? A director does not worry about what cinematic camera he's carrying. He's only worried about what is the vision that what is the feel that I'm going to give with this movie or with this brand or with this marketing campaign. And that is what you need to understand. It's funny because AI is here so that we don't have to learn anything. And we are learning AI. How stupid is that? Just imagine Midjourney, Google Gemini, ChatGPT were invented so that we don't have to learn anything extra or anything complicated. It made all the learning simple. We can just prompt and create a picture like this. And we are learning to like prompt AI. So yeah, it's kind of, I would say, the wrong direction that people are leading, because they are all obsessed with the prompts and all that. Yeah, they are important, but the most important part is your vision. So that was it for the first episode of Creative Director. Again, I'm also new to this and I'm taking you along with me on this journey of becoming the creative director. And I hope you like this video, and I just hope that I just unlock some new brain cells about this whole AI stuff. So yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you liked the video, and if you liked, give it a like and comment your thoughts about this, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep creating.